People who think, oh no, you got to spar. You got to spar. It's the only way to learn to fight. You have to spar. You have to do all that stuff. For hundreds of years, people learned to fight by doing forms. All your Koryu were taught the base systems. Okay? A lot of them didn't do any sparring at all. It's not till a very advanced level. But kata isn't, the people who say this stuff don't understand kata. Kata is just the guideline. So yeah, when you're new, the first job is to learn the damn form, the basic form. But when the Katori Shinto-ryu guys do their forms, it's not a set, memorized piece. If right in the middle of this this guy makes a mistake, it changes instantly, and this guy's going to do. And then it's like watching a train going along on this track, and then somebody flips a switch, and now the train's going off on that track. Forms were alive. The step of memorization of the forms and getting the basic awase thing, that was just the first step. After that, the forms are alive, and they're supposed to teach you how to deal with stuff in a spontaneous manner. So this first move right here is a perfect example of that, because if you look where we're at, when he goes to cut me and I block it, you had a really nice and focused strike there, and then you had to move it another 8 inches to make it actually work. Stop right there. Stop. Right here, we're in a symmetrical position. Neither one of us actually has a position of advantage, technically. It's really about who's mentally in retreat or not, okay? If I've gotten to that place that he doesn't have me retreating like I had Mike, Mike's mind was going backwards from the time I started. He never had a chance. But if I arrive here and I'm not mentally backing up, then it's kind of about speed. And so if we arrive here and he's not coming, I'm going. What forces me to do my move is that he's really fast. And if he's that fast, then I have to deal with it. But if he pushes on my blade even a little, I'm killing him. We just don't do the form. That eventually is how you do kata training. Okay? It only becomes that basic form if he produces the need to do that move. And the moment he doesn't get in on me, I should be training myself to feel that and be in on him. So both of us have the same move here. I'm just faster at it than he is. So, we're talking about awase. Awase is matching. So if you want to do forms, it always has to be done at the speed of the weaker person. If Mike and I do this form and we go at my speed, I'll kill him every time. We'll never get through the form because I'm better at it than he is. So I have to adjust down to his level. And that's another thing to understand about Koryu. In Koryu, the teacher always took the losing role. If you go on YouTube and you look at any kind of classical kenjutsu forms, the guy losing is the senior. The seniors took the ukemi in the old systems. And why was that? Because they understood it, and they knew how to give you just enough to make you dig down and step up a little more on your skill level, but still get success. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about. We don't really have a system like that. And in fact, someplace during Daito-ryu, it got reversed. Ellis talks a lot about this in his books. It changed over, and all of a sudden the teacher's the guy who's up there doing all the cool stuff, and everybody's falling for him. That is not how they used to train. That is a new development. And it got carried over into Aikido. Okay? But previous systems, all the old jujitsu systems, the teacher took the ukemi. Because that's how I would adjust to let you dig down and come up with what was needed, but I'm always adjusting so that you're getting better, but you're getting success. So you can see how screwed up it got with us. We're working with people who thought it was their job to come up and stop us. And then we were supposed to magically figure out what the big guy was doing. It completely got screwed up. Okay? So I have to actually adjust to feed if I'm the better one on this. We can't go at my speed and have a Wase, because my speed is faster than his, and he's going to be out of phase, which we find if I really want to kill him. But if we want to show the kumitachi, like on a test, the goal is to show the sensei that you know how to do the form, and you can do it with some level of speed and intention. But it's more important to do the form with good intention than it is to have the speed. If you have to go slower, if that's what you have to do on that level, to do the form cleanly, with good form and good intention, then that's what you have to do. Sensei will get pissed off if you speed it up and get sloppy. That's not the purpose of showing it on test. Okay? So what we tell people, if you're getting ready for testing, spend a bunch of months training balls to the wall out at the edge of your envelope. And then when you do the test, tone it down to your comfort level. And it'll seem like it was a piece of cake. But if you've been doing that, everybody else will look at you and go, man, they kicked ass on that. Okay? You never want to go into the test and try and do it at your full speed. Train at full speed, tone it down for the test, and you'll look like you're awesome. You've got to be at your comfort level for that speed, for that test. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? So, does everybody understand what I'm saying here? It's like, if he has an instant of hesitation, when I block him here, if there's an instant of hesitation here, I am not waiting for him so that we can do the cool move. Not eventually. If he freezes himself, if he pushes even for an instant, I'm the one who kills him. This form, in theory, could reverse. And all of a sudden, he has to step back and do the... That would be it. It can go the other way in an instant and still be the same moves in the form. We can finish it the same way and everything. But all of a sudden, who had the initiative could change. That's a more advanced way of doing the form. Okay? So you guys are still working on how to do it. Some of you are working on just the bare mechanics of how to do it. But once you know that, that's how you train. Okay? If he puts even the littlest... See what I mean? He's going, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do that deflection. I wasn't skiing. Your job here was to stick me because I hesitated. Yes. That was too late. See this? This is the challenge. This is the real stuff. And we can use, rather than spar, where things are very chaotic, okay, we can use the form to train these instinctive reactions. So it's controlled. It's not too wild. Nobody gets hurt. Okay? But you can see there, it's like one time I gave him a hesitation, but he was already trying to do the block for a ski that wasn't coming. Then the next time I didn't hesitate, and he was doing the ski when I already had him. That's real stuff. You should be able to get at that with your forms practice eventually. Does that make sense? Okay? Hardly anybody does this. I mean, you go around and, most people, it's like, oh yeah, I know the kumitachi. You know that story? You know who Bodhidharma was? Everybody know who Bodhidharma was? You're allowed to say no.
No.
Okay. Bodhidharma was the guy from India who brought Buddhism to China. He was the guy who founded the Shaolin Monastery, the whole bit, way back when. So Bodhidharma takes, in those days it wasn't like you got on the plane. It took him a couple of years to get up to China. Now he's hanging around in the capital. And he's kind of this, interesting character. So all the, rich folks in the character who are bored with their lives because their lives never change. They're just busy sitting around being rich. They go, wow, here's this really cool guy with this cool spiritual stuff. So the emperor brings him in and says, wow, this Buddhism stuff sounds cool. I will endow a couple monasteries and thousands of monks And all this stuff, if you'll stay here and be like the Buddhist teacher to the stars in the cabin. And both